Coneflowers are a garden favorite for a reason. These tough, colorful perennials are drought tolerant, pollinator magnets, and bloom for weeks with little fuss on your part. To really make your coneflowers shine, pair them with perennials that complement their bold colors, bloom alongside them, and keep your garden vibrant before, during, and after coneflower season. Here are 9 perennials, well, technically more than 9 if you stick around to the end, that make the perfect companions. Whether you're after continuous color, layered height, or a pollinator paradise, there's something here for every sunny garden bed. To begin, choose perennials that match the growing needs of coneflowers. Plants that thrive in full sun, prefer well-drained soil, and can handle dry conditions. After that, we can look for options with staggered bloom times to extend color in the garden. Let's start with Gaillardia, also known as blanket flower. These cheerful daisy-like blooms complement not only the color of coneflowers, but the growing habits too. They can handle the heat and drought like champs, all while covering the ground beneath the coneflowers, helping to suppress weeds and create a full layered look. They also bloom around the same time, giving you a pop of color from top to bottom. Agastache, also known as hummingbird mint or hyssop, is another fantastic companion. They, yet again, share similar growing preferences, but they also bring a dynamic contrast to the garden. The airy vertical texture and spiky flower clusters both complement and contrast with the bold daisy-like blooms, offering visual interest while attracting a parade of pollinators. And the best part? Hyssop has a long bloom time. It often flowers right alongside your coneflowers and keeps blooming well after they start to fade. Lavender is widely loved for its alluring fragrance, but it also makes a standout companion to coneflowers thanks to its low mounding habit and soft silvery foliage, which beautifully complements the bold form of coneflowers. Together, they create a striking mix of color, texture, and structure in landscape beds. Plus, both thrive in full sun and are incredibly drought tolerant once established. Bee balm is another fantastic companion, as they create an incredible show of color and pollinator activity when planted together. Coneflowers bring a strong vertical structure, while bee balm adds a more wild, ruffled look, with its unique tubular-shaped flowers that are also loved by hummingbirds. This combo will add beautiful texture and energy to the garden. Perennial salvia is another standout in the garden, usually blooming earlier in the season and giving your garden an early burst of color before your coneflowers begin their own show. Then, with a quick haircut, salvia will rebloom, creating a seamless flow of color throughout the season. The spiky vertical flowers also offer a nice contrast to the rounded blooms of the coneflower. Baptisia, or false indigo, typically blooms earlier in the season, offering tall spikes of blue, purple, or even yellow flowers, right as your coneflowers are gearing up to take center stage. Once the blooms fade, Baptisia leaves behind a full bushy mound of blue-green foliage that is especially effective when planted at the back of the border, where its size and structure help anchor the bed. They're both incredibly easy to grow, drought-tolerant, and practically foolproof. Catmint is another valuable companion because of its growth habit and bloom time. It stays low to the ground with a soft spreading form that works almost like a living mulch, filling in around taller plants like coneflowers and helping to suppress weeds. It also blooms earlier in the season, giving you beautiful waves of purple-blue flowers just as your coneflowers are starting to leaf out. And with a quick trim after the first bloom, it will rebloom again later in the season. Another ultra-easy perennial combo is sedum. These plants are incredibly hardy, low maintenance, and always a standout in the landscape. Like coneflowers, sedum thrive in sunny, well-drained soil, but it also brings something unique to the garden with its fleshy, textured foliage that adds contrast and visual interest. And just as your coneflowers begin to wind down, sedum steps in with clusters of pretty blooms that extend the color well into fall. Last but not least, Rudbeckia, commonly known as Black-Eyed Susan, brings bright, cheerful yellow blooms with dark centers that beautifully complement the coneflowers. This combo ensures your garden stays colorful for months, perfect for gardeners who want beauty without the fuss. Plus, both plants serve as valuable late-season sources of pollen for pollinators. So those are our top 9, but I did say there'd be more. Let's check out some honorable mentions to add even more color and contrast to the landscape. And there you have it, our top coneflower companion plants to keep your garden colorful, vibrant, and buzzing with pollinators all season long. But don't forget, gardening is all about experimenting and finding what works best for you and your space. If you have a favorite pairing we didn't mention, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear what's thriving in your garden. Thanks for watching and happy gardening!